he's looking for more here. And this is the stretch where he can take over offensively with Brown on the bench. Look at this.
Right to work, and he's got two. Payton Pritchard.
He can't guard him.
He is too pure tonight.
Payton Pritchard had so many highlights in the first half. We played a little game of which one was your favorite. Then he went out in the second half. Puts up 30 in the game to go alongside with 32 from Jaylen Brown. Celtics win it by 22 as they take care of the LA Lakers, 111-89 your final score. Celtics Postgame Live. Tom Giles, Chris Forsberg, Eddie House. Eddie, your initial thoughts from the C's and getting the win over LA in dominant fashion.
Oh, I love it. I love seeing stuff like that. That's why I had my green on today. I had to put it on. These are one of them special games that you got to come out. You got to be ready. You got to be focused. And I feel like they were laser focused from the beginning. And it started with their defense. They contested shots. They were physical. And not only that, they understood that they could get to the paint and they could compromise the Lakers defense. And then that ball started hopping around. 24-2 with 25 or more assists. I'm telling you, that's the number right there. So I just think that we came out, we set the tone. You know, guys diving on the floor, if it was Ugo, if it was Keita, if it was Jaylen Brown looking like he's going to get on the floor. It didn't matter who it was. Everybody was out there playing at a high level on the defensive end, and that carried over to the offensive end.
When you could see Luka huffing and puffing in the second quarter, you knew the Celtics were going to dominate this game, especially as it got deeper into it. The defense over the last, let's call it 10 games, has really gone up a level. You know, the offense has been awesome for much of the season, but we're really starting to see the Celtics just get to sort of the agitator stage that Joe probably always envisioned in terms of creating steals, just making guys uncomfortable. And it felt like they really, really got up into the Lakers early, and especially with Ugo. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about Pritchard and even JB. I thought the offense was largely inefficient tonight, beyond Pritchard making what seemed like everything. But Baylor playing defense early on Luka, and then sort of passing the baton to Ugo, and Jaylen doing it in spurts, and Keita being good with rim protection. It all adds up to like in a win that you weren't even very crisp. You still win by 20 points, and that probably didn't happen earlier in the season. This little bench shuffle has really helped, you know, give you a secondary scoring option with Payton being super consistent off the bench. But man, defense was great in this one.
Totally different win than what we saw against Golden State the other night, right? Where the Celtics dominated for three quarters, and then the Warriors found a way to kind of make it look closer than it was in the fourth quarter, and the Celtics won that one by 11. This one, Lakers come out, Eddie, it's tied at the end of the first quarter. Even in the fourth, LA was able to cut it to single digits. Joe Mazzulla hits a timeout. Celtics come out, and they respond. And a lot of it, again, was Payton Pritchard. And Chris brought up efficiency. 10 of 14 from the field, 6 of 9 from three, perfect at the free throw line. What did you like most about his game tonight? And also the fact that he was one of those guys that kind of responded when the C's needed something as the game got down to single digits.
I like his aggressiveness. The whole game, he was aggressive. He was attacking whoever the matchup was. And it didn't matter who it was. It could have been a taller guy on him. He was still getting to his spots. He was still making things happen. I like that lob that he threw to Keita at the late in that fourth quarter. But he was just playing basketball right here. Does. Oh, go ahead and have a seat right there, young man, and take that with you. 10 of 14, 30 points on only 14 field goal attempts. That's crazy right there. Like, I don't know who really does that. Most of the time it doesn't happen like that, but he was in one of those, what we call the zone, and look at how he's reacting. Yeah, I like, see? Yeah, I love all that right there, man. I love Payton.
Yeah, I just love his patience tonight. I mean, we talked about it at halftime. The play where the ball gets tipped into the backcourt, and he's got to kind of heave it, but he doesn't rush. He gets his feet settled. He gets a good shot off, makes 2 buzzer beaters, and then the fuse was lit from there. And he is just so fearless, getting into the lane, patiently waiting for a guy to either get up. Look at, he's in there with the trees, and he's not deterred in the least by the fact that he can't get a guy up on the first pump fake. He just waits for the moment, tells the fans about it, and the scorer's table, told everybody would listen. The confidence he's playing with and the way that he has embraced going to the bench and thriving in that role has really been key as the Celtics sort of figured out what the identity of this team looks like in the second half of the season. And it's been, I mean, I didn't know he would be this good going to that bench role, but it's been a fantastic boost for this team overall.
When you talk about the different ways he can score over different guys and all heights, doesn't matter what size he's going up against, you have to imagine that's got to be pretty frustrating for a Lakers team that seemed frustrated throughout the night. And Payton Pritchard just delivering a number of those shots down the stretch on his way to the 30 points. But the other guys see there at the bottom of the screen, Jaylen Brown, 32 in this one and go with 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. Did a lot of that work as far as the steals go, and rebounds and assists. A lot of that work in the first half. But once again on national TV, and also doing what he does on Luka Doncic, Eddie.
Yeah, well, are we surprised? And are we not entertained? Like you said on the Gladiator, you know what I mean? Like, Jaylen Brown is not surprising us any longer. He's been doing this all season long. He's been the catalyst for this team. He's been setting the tone for this team, and I think everybody else follows suit from what he does. He's a superstar in this league, and what he's doing is he comes out there and he sets the tone at the beginning, and everybody else, you have to follow that. When your superstar player sets the tone and is doing something that maybe you're not doing and playing hard, maybe diving on the floor for a loose ball, going to get rebounds, fighting through screens and all that, you have to do that. You have to do that. Otherwise, it comes up in the film session. And you're like, hey, well, why? If he can do it, why you can't do it? So I think he does a great job. He has done a great job of setting the tone for this team this year.
Yeah, the 10 of 28, not super efficient. I thought there were some times where he was a little too trying to force it, but that happens on a night where the offense needed just somebody besides Payton to kind of carry them. And I thought his turnovers that he created to points early in that first quarter set the tone for the Celtics. He hit some big threes there in the fourth quarter where they were just kind of trying to stiff arm him and make sure they would get this thing stretched out a little bit. So I think, again, when you're at the free throw line in L.A. in the fourth quarter and you're getting MVP chance, you're doing something right. I thought JB was really, really good throughout this game.
And again, did it on a national stage with this game on NBC. Meanwhile, Celtics got a nice little spark right out of the get-go. Nikola Vucevic had 7 points pretty much right away. He finished with 9, and he is standing by with Abby Chin back in L.A.
Nikola, this was your first experience in the Celtics-Lakers rivalry. What did you think?
It was a lot of boos when we came out. I knew it was a rivalry. I didn't know how it really got in the game. So it's fun to be part of. It's even more fun that we won the game. But yeah, when you came out, you could definitely feel the rivalry in an arena. We still had a lot of fans here cheering for us, but yeah, it's fun to be part of. It's one of the longest rivals in the NBA. So much history between these two teams, so many finals games played. So it's great to be part of.
Like you said, even sweeter to get the win. And you held this team with LeBron and Luka to 89 points. How did you guys do that?
I think just a great team effort defensively, and also the guys that were guarding, Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves did a great job on them. Not fouling them, making sure we don't put them to the free throw line, not giving them anything easy, and then the rest of us was just trying to help as much as we can. And I thought we just did a really good job being disciplined and following the game plan, and it helped us get a great win.
2-0 since the break. How comfortable are you feeling with this group?
Better and better each day. Yesterday we had another practice which helped me, but each day better and better. It's also game to game, it varies, depending on what the defenses do, how they're guarding us. Different things we throw at us, and you just got to get reads on the go. And also the main thing for me now is kind of learning the tendency of my teammates. Kind of end of game, what they like to do throughout the game. If we're up, if we're just things like that, get a feel. But I think it's just same for them, trying to figure out how I like to get the ball and things like that. So just daily process. We'll continue to work on it. But I thought so far it's been good, and as long as we're winning, things just all fall into place.
It's fun to watch. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.